I give this. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Today we'll see the lateral wall of nose. Myself, Dr. Anuja Deshmukh, Associate Professor from the Department of Anatomy. So in lateral wall of nose, we will see introduction, how this lateral wall is formed. There are three parts of this lateral wall. First one is the bony part, cartilaginous part, then cuticular part, and this lateral wall, it is having a rough surface which is due to the shelf-like projections, and that projections are called as a conchae. How many concha are there? And beneath that projection there are these meatus or groove that are called as a meatus. That is a superior meatus, in middle meatus and inferior meatus. Then we will see what is the blood supply of lateral wall of nose. Then in blood supply, arterial supply as well as venous drainage. Then nerve supply of lateral wall of nose. Then lymphatic drainage and applied anatomy of lateral wall of nose. So first we will see what is the nose. This is an important structure which is present on the face. Okay, so this nose is important as well as it helps in the inspiration of air or expiration of air, as well as it is helpful in the smell function. It consists of bony as well as cartilaginous part. And how it is formed? It is formed by the nasal bones, then frontal process of maxilla, then nasal part of a frontal bone. It is formed below by the plates of hyaline cartilage, which include the upper and lower nasal cartilage and septal cartilage. Means it is having bony part as well as cartilaginous part. It is having various external features, that is the tip of the nose. Then, so this is the tip of the nose. Then this is the root of the nose, where it is attached to the forehead, where it is formed by the nasal bones. Then it is having two pyramidal shaped apertures that are called anterior nares. Okay, and this structure which is present on this anterior side, that is called as a dorsum of a nose. Then this nasal cavity that extend from the external nares, that is the oval apertures or pyramidal apertures which are present anterior or exterior to this nasal cavity, up to the posterior nares or concha, through which this nasal cavity is communicating with the pharynx, that is the nasopharynx. Then this nasal cavity, it is divided into two halves by one medial wall, and that medial wall is called as a nasal septum. So each half of the nasal cavity, it is having floor, roof, lateral wall and medial wall. So this medial wall is called as a nasal septum. You may have a short note over this nasal septum. Just prepare this short note. If there is any query, you can ask me. So this is the roof, which is about 7 cm long and 2 mm wide. So this roof is formed by the body of a sphenoid bone, then cubriform plate of a ethmoid bone, then frontal bone and nasal bone and cartilage. So this is the roof of a nasal cavity. Then next is the floor of nasal cavity. This is the floor of nasal cavity which separate this nasal cavity from the oral cavity. Okay, so this is about 5 cm long and 1.5 cm wide. Then it is formed by a bony palate which is forming the hard palate. So this is the floor and roof of the nasal cavity. Then just read about this medial wall or nasal septum. So this medial wall or nasal septum, it is osteocartilaginous partition between the two halves of the nasal cavity. It is covered by the mucoperiosteum. Then anteriorly it is having cuticular part. Then cartilages are there and bones are there which form the medial wall of nasal cavity, or it is also called as a nasal septum. Just read about it. If there is any doubt, you can ask me. Then next is the lateral wall which separates the nose above from the ethmoidal air sinus, below from the maxillary sinus, and lacrimal groove from the lateral side. So these are the separation of the nasal cavity from the structures by the lateral wall. Above it separates the ethmoidal air sinus, below it separates the maxillary sinus, and medially there is a lacrimal groove and nasolacrimal canal in front. Okay, so these are the lateral walls separating these structures. You can see that this lateral wall which is showing this many shelf-like projections, and it is irregular. Due to that, there will be a increase in the surface area of the lateral wall of nose, and this will be helpful for effective air conditioning of inspired air. So this is the anterior nares, this is the posterior nare, this is the lateral wall of nose, this one is the oropharynx. Okay, so this is the floor of a nasal cavity, and this is the roof of nasal cavity. Got it? And this is the medial wall of a nasal cavity, that is a nasal septum, which separates the two halves. Okay. Then today we will see detail about the lateral wall of a nasal cavity. Lateral wall, it is subdivided into three parts. A small depressed area in the anterior part, that is called as a vestibule of a lateral wall, which is lined by a modified skin which consists of short, stiff, curved hair, and that curved hair are called as a vibrissae. Middle part, that is the antrum or atrium. This is the atrium to the middle meatus. This is the middle meatus, and this is the atrium to the middle meatus. And posterior part, so anterior part vestibule, then middle part atrium to the middle meatus, and posteriorly there are shelf-like projections that are called as a concha. That is a three concha you can see. Then a small space above this superior concha. So this is the superior concha, this is the middle concha, and this is the inferior concha. So this superior concha and middle concha that arises from, these are the shelf-like projection from the ethmoidal labyrinth. These are the parts of ethmoid bone or ethmoidal labyrinth. The superior concha is the smallest concha, then this one is the middle concha, and this inferior concha is the separate bone. These two are, superior and middle are the parts of ethmoidal labyrinth, and this one is a separate bone, that is the inferior concha. Now there are some structures or spaces which are present in this lateral wall. You can see that this is the superior nasal concha. This one is the sphenoidal air sinus, and this is the concha which arises from the ethmoid bone. So you can see that the sphenoidal air sinus opens here. Okay, and this is the space present between this, a part of ethmoid bone, that is the superior concha, and this is the sphenoidal air sinus. So this space is called as a sphenoethmoidal recess. So above the superior concha, which sinus open? That is the sphenoidal air sinus. Then in the middle meatus, it continuous depression is there, that is called as atrium to the middle meatus. So this is a middle meatus, and this one is the atrium to the middle meatus. This is a middle concha. Then atrium, it is limited above by a ridge, elevated ridge, and that is called as the agar nasal. So this is the agar nasal which is limiting this atrium of a middle meatus. Then skeleton of a lateral wall, it is partly bony, partly cartilaginous, and partly consists of a soft tissue. So how this cartilage or bony wall is formed? So these bones are, first nasal bones are there. This is the nasal bone which form the skeleton or bony part of a lateral wall of nose. Then you can see that frontal process of maxilla. So this one is the frontal process of maxilla, which will contribute to the formation of lateral wall of a nose. Then next is the lacrimal bone. Yes, lacrimal bone, which also form a skeleton of a lateral wall of nose. Then this is the labyrinth of ethmoid bone, and this labyrinth gives projections, that is the superior and middle concha. Okay, then you can see that there is a separate bone, that is the inferior concha. Then also if you go posteriorly, you can see that perpendicular plate of palatine bone. This is a perpendicular plate of a palatine bone, and posteriormost you can see that medial pterygoid plate. So this is the bony part of a lateral wall of nose. So anteriorly nasal bone, then yes, frontal process of maxilla, then lacrimal bone, ethmoidal labyrinth, then inferior concha, perpendicular plate of ethmoid bone, and medial pterygoid plate. Then cartilaginous part, it is formed by the various cartilages, that are the alar cartilages. Then nasal cartilage. In nasal cartilages, superior nasal cartilage and inferior nasal cartilage, and small alar cartilages are there. So this will forming the cartilaginous part, that is the anterior most part of a lateral wall of nose. Then next, concha and metatarsus. What are the concha are there? So concha are nothing but a shelf-like projections which are present in the lateral wall of nose, that are irregular, and it will increase the surface area of the lateral wall of nose. So there are three concha are there. One is the superior concus, middle concus, and inferior concus. So this inferior concus is a separate bone. Middle concha, it is a projection from the medial surface of a ethmoidal labyrinth, and superior concha is also a projection from the medial surface of a ethmoidal labyrinth. And this superior concha is the smallest concha. Then what is the meatus? When there is a shelf-like projections are there, you can see that beneath that shelf you can see these grooves are there, and these grooves are called as a metatarsus. So the metatarsus of the nose are nothing but a passages of just beneath the overhanging concha. Each metatarsus communicates freely with the nasal cavity proper. First we will see the inferior meatus. So this inferior meatus, it is an underneath the inferior concha. It is the largest of three meatus. The nasolacrimal duct opens into the inferior meatus at the junction of anterior to 1/3 and posterior 2/3 of this meatus. Okay, and this opening of a nasolacrimal duct, it is guarded by one mucosal fold that is called as a Hassner's wall, which guard this nasolacrimal duct. Then next is the middle meatus. In the middle meatus you can see that which is present just beneath the middle concha. What is middle concha? Middle concha is nothing but a projections from the ethmoidal labyrinth. So here you can see in the middle meatus there is a projection is there, rounded elevation is there, and that is called the ethmoidal bulla. Just beneath the projection you can see that there is a sulcus or depression, and that depression or sulcus is called as hiatus semilunaris. So this one is the hiatus semilunaris, that is a deep semicircular sulcus situated just beneath the bulla. Okay. Then next is the infundibulum. So this is the anterior most part or short passage is there, that is called at the anterior end of this middle meatus, and that is called the infundibulum. So what are these openings that are present in the middle meatus? So the opening of a frontal sinus, here this is the frontal air sinus which opens here in the anterior part of a middle meatus, then or at the infundibulum. Then next is the opening of a maxillary sinus that is present in the posterior part. Here this maxillary sinus open in the posterior part of a hiatus semilunaris. Then opening of the middle ethmoidal air sinus is at the margin, upper margin of a ethmoidal bulla, and in the anterior part of a hiatus semilunaris there is anterior ethmoidal air sinus. So what are the openings that are present in the middle meatus? Anteriorly you can see that there is a frontal air sinus. Then in the middle part of or anterior part of a hiatus semilunaris, that is the anterior ethmoidal air sinus. Then in the posterior part maxillary air sinus. Just beneath this ethmoidal bulla at the superior border you can see that there is a opening of a middle ethmoidal air sinus. These are the air sinuses which opens into the nasal cavity. Then next is the last one is the superior meatus. That is the groove just beneath the superior nasal concha. It is the shortest and shallowest of these three meatus. It has the opening of a posterior ethmoidal sinus. So three ethmoidal sinuses are there: anterior, middle and posterior. You can remember that in this anterior part of hiatus seminonis, anterior ethmoidal air sinus. Go posteriorly obliquely, you can see that ethmoidal bulla, here middle ethmoidal air sinus, and in the superior meatus, posterior ethmoidal air sinus. Then you can see that there is a depression or triangular space is there, that is called as sphenoethmoidal recess, where the sphenoidal air sinus open. Got it? So this is the concha and meatuses of the lateral wall of nose, and what are the air sinuses opens into the various meatuses. Then atrium of this meatus, that is the middle meatus, show the depression just in front of the meatus. Okay, and that is called as a vestibule of a nose, which is limited above by this one faint ridge that is called as a agar nasi. So this is a agar nasi, running downward and forward from the upper end of a anterior border of this middle concha. Okay, so this is the lateral wall of nose. Yes, so just we will see that inferior concha, it is a separate bone opening in the inferior concus. That is one opening is there only, that is the nasolacrimal. You may have a MCQ. The nasolacrimal duct open into which meatus? Superior meatus, middle meatus or inferior meatus. Okay, so it is open into the inferior meatus and it is guarded by one wall that is called as a Hassner's wall. Then other air sinuses, that is the frontal air sinus, anterior ethmoidal air sinus, middle ethmoidal air sinus and maxillary sinus, that opens into the middle meatus. Okay, and in the superior meatus, posterior ethmoidal sinus is there, and just above this superior concha there is a sphenoethmoidal recess. In that sphenoidal air sinus open. Then next is the blood supply. In blood supply you have to write arterial supply as well as venous drainage. Okay, so this you can divide it into four quadrants, that is the antero-superior, then antero-inferior, posterior-superior and posterior-inferior quadrant. And in the antero-superior quadrant, it is supplied by the anterior ethmoidal artery, which is assisted by the posterior ethmoidal artery and also branches from this facial artery. Then antero-inferior quadrant is there, which is supplied by the branches from facial artery as well as greater palatine artery. Then next is the posterior superior quadrant, and that is supplied by the sphenopalatine artery, and posterior inferior quadrant, that is supplied by the greater palatine artery. Okay, so this is the sphenopalatine artery and this is the greater palatine artery, branches from this greater palatine artery. So this is the arterial supply, because this nose is a highly vascular structure which is covered by a mucous membrane, and these are the blood vessels which supplies the lateral wall of nose. Similarly, you have to learn what are the blood vessels which supplies the medial wall or nasal septum. Okay. And next is the venous drainage. In the question, when there is a question about this blood supply, you have to write down about both arterial supply as well as venous drainage. Okay, so the venous drainage, the veins form the plexus and that drain anteriorly into facial vein and posteriorly into the pharyngeal plexus of vein. Then from the middle part, it will drain into the pterygoid plexus of vein. So vein or blood drains into three parts or three veins. One is the facial vein, then pterygoid plexus of vein, and yes, middle part also pterygoid plexus and pharyngeal plexus of vein. Then next is the nerve supply. So general sensory supply, it is having a special sensation, that is a sensation of a smell. which is carried out by a cranial nerve, that is a olfactory nerve. Okay, and general sensations that are carried out by the trigeminal nerve through the branches of trigeminal nerve. So it is supplied by again anterior ethmoidal nerve, which is a branch from the ophthalmic nerve, which supplies this anterior part. Then anterior superior alveolar nerve, which is a branch of a maxillary nerve, which is also a branch of a trigeminal nerve. Okay, so what are the branches or supplying this? That is the anterior ethmoidal nerve, branch from the ophthalmic nerve, and anterior superior alveolar nerve, that is a branch from the maxillary nerve. Then posterior superior lateral nasal branches. Posterior superior lateral nasal branches, which arising from the pterygopalatine ganglion and which is suspended by this maxillary nerve. So these are the pterygopalatine branches of a pterygopalatine ganglion, that is the posterior superior lateral nasal branches. Then next is the greater palatine nerve. So this greater palatine nerve from the pterygopalatine ganglion suspended by the maxillary nerve. Then special sensations, that is the sense of smell or sense of olfaction, that is the upper part of lateral wall just below. You can see below this cribriform plate, you can see that this is rootlets which enter into the olfactory bulb. Okay. Then next is what is the lymphatic drainage. So this anterior half of the lateral wall of nose drains into the submandibular node and posterior half into the retropharyngeal as well as upper deep cervical group of lymph node. Lastly, in each question of anatomy, you have to write down about the applied anatomy. Okay, so here also you have to write down applied anatomy of a nose. So there is a dangerous area of a face. So this is a dangerous area of a face. The infection from the face can spread in retrograde direction to the cavernous sinus, and it will causes the cavernous sinus thrombosis. This is likely to occur in the infections of the upper lip, okay, and in the lower part of a nose. So that this one is a dangerous area of a face. Then facial vein of a nose communicates with the cavernous sinus. Then nasal bleeding, you can write down in applied anatomy. This trauma to the or injury to the nose. Then any infection of a nose or any sinusoidal infection or paranasal air sinus infection may cause this bleeding through the nose. Then high blood pressure. So you must know this terminology, that is bleeding through nose is called as a epistaxis. Bleeding through mouth, yes, hematemesis, or blood in the vomiting is the hematemesis, and blood in the sputum is the hemoptysis. Okay. Then nasal polyp, these are the growths in the nasal cavity. They often look like grapes or small balloons within the structure of nasal cavity. So these are the nasal polyps. What are the causes? It may be due to a chronic asthma, sinusitis, or maybe the cystic fibrosis or any sensitivity to the aspirin. It may cause these polyps. Okay, and what is the treatment? You can give the steroid or you can excise this polyp by surgically. Then next is the rhinitis or common cold. Rhinitis is also known as a stuffy nose. It is the irritation and inflammation of internal areas of a nose. And you might know this. What are the causes? Just now we are going through it. What is that cause? That is the coronavirus. Yes, bacterial infection. And what are the symptoms? That is the rhinorrhea, pharyngitis, cough, congestion and headache. Thank you. एकदम थोडंसं हे झालं.